I am absolutely loving what these Chinese brands are doing right now. They've actually got the big brands playing catch up at the moment. Let's have a look at the Joker 1 GT. So the Joker 1 GTs are probably my favorite shoes so far of 2025. And they do sit a bit more on the pricey side of things, but to be fair, I think they're worth every single dollar of them. Now I'll leave a link down below if you want to grab your own pair, but let's have a look at why these shoes are so special. Now starting here in the uppers, we've got this synthetic leather material that runs all the way through. A good amount of housing, which has got a foam feel to it on either side. And here in the lacing area, we've got this TPU unit that runs on the eyelets that actually pulls together that midfoot very nicely when you pull down on those laces. Now overall, it's not the most breathable material. It does have a little bit of breathability here in the tongue, but overall it is a playable upper, and I actually found that it has a good amount of movement and a good amount of playability in that upper because of how nicely it conformed to my foot. Now for my favorite part of this shoe in the midsole and cushioning, the first thing you'll notice when you get these on is the cushioning setup that they have. So 361's says they have this CQT Extreme midsole technology, which actually feels amazing. Probably the best midsole cushioning combination that I've probably tried. And they have a carbon fiber plate, which is bottom loaded, and you can see it through the traction on the bottom side. And to be fair, it's got a good amount of responsiveness and good feedback, especially when you're really pushing the shoe to its limits. Good amount of torsional resistance, so it stops those movements side to side. And to be fair, the cushioning itself with just the stock standard insole was super elite on this. And it did catch me off guard, but I didn't need to change it out for like a custom orthotic to get a bit more impact protection. It has just enough as it is. So if you do want a bit more pop, you can probably put a carbon fiber plate orthotic in there, but as it is, just stock standard, this shoe really is up there in the market. Now moving on to the traction, we've got this RPU outer sole, which looks like a translucent rubber and a non-foamed PU compound, which actually gives really good bite on an indoor surface. Now for an outdoor surface, not necessarily the same case because the rubber does feel a little bit soft. It could be just the cushioning underneath, but the rubber itself doesn't have really deep grooves. So that's something to keep in mind when you're purchasing these, especially at the price point that they're at. A really good lateral flange. So when I was doing those side to side movements, they did stop quite nicely. And the rubber itself wraps all the way around. So you do get housing both on the medial and lateral aspect. So both movements side to side actually contained very nicely. And overall, didn't pick up very much dust, didn't have to wipe at all. I played a fair bit in these and I actually didn't have any problems with dust collecting on the bottom side. So that was a plus for these, especially because on an outdoor surface, you'd pick up quite a bit of dust. These were performing very, very nicely. Now onto the fit and the rear foot. We've actually gone true to size and I've had no problems in terms of heel slippage. The cushioning on the rear foot where the shoe collar is actually substantial enough to actually keep that foot nice and stable inside the shoe. So no problems there. We've got an internal and external heel counter. So this rear foot is really stable, which is nice to see. And it's actually got a wider toe box, which is nice to see on a basketball shoe, considering that most basketball shoes nowadays have such a tapered toe box. This is nice and wide and accommodative, which is great to see. So if you're wide, true to size should be fine. If you're extra wide, going up half a size or a size bigger could work also. But this shoe actually accommodates for a lot of different foot shapes and sizes. So that's one thing I really like about these Joker 1 GTs. Now I'm so excited to continue playing in these because these are my favorite shoes to play in this year. And to be fair, I can't wait till they come out with some more colorways. A very enjoyable shoe to play in, right? Now you will be paying top dollar for it, and you will notice straight away once you get them on that a performance shoe like this really does change the way you play basketball, especially when you're sitting in the shoes so well and it's so comfortable. It makes you, I guess, focus a bit more on the actual basketball itself versus the shoe, and it gives you a bit more confidence, especially when you're making those specific movements on the court. But overall, I think 361's done a really good job. They've got nice elite traction, a good upper that complements the midsole, and overall probably the top performing shoe of 2025. Now, if you guys want to check out some shoes reviews similar to this, there's a playlist I've left up here. And if you have any specific shoe reviews you want in mind, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll have a look at all the comments and see if I can do any of those reviews for you guys.